So if you're a home buyer in Alberta, you may have heard terms like FHSA, HBP, or first-time homebuyer tax credit thrown around, and you might be wondering which one of these might apply to you. Well, in today's video, we're breaking down exactly what incentives are available in 2025 and how you can actually use these to buy your home, especially if you're looking to buy anywhere in Calgary or Alberta. Let's start with the federal programs available to every homebuyer in Canada, including us here in Alberta. First is the Tax-Free First Home Savings Account, or FHSA. The FHSA is a registered savings plan introduced by the federal government to help first-time homebuyers save for a down payment. This program is still pretty new. It was launched in 2023, but it is definitely one of the most powerful tools available to home buyers in Canada. So the FHSA allows for eligible individuals to contribute up to $8,000 per year, up to a lifetime limit of $40,000. Contributions are tax deductible, like with an RRSP, and funds used to purchase a home are completely tax-free, like with a TFSA. Funds can be invested and grow tax-free within the account, and any unused contribution room can be carried forward. Now, there is a time limit with an FHSA. The funds within the account must be used within 15 years of opening the account or before the account holder turns 71. So if you haven't opened one yet and are considering buying a home at any point in the future, you should think about doing so as soon as possible. Even if you're years away from buying, the sooner you open it, the more tax-free savings you'll get. So next up is the Home Buyers Plan. This is a federal program in Canada that allows eligible first-time homebuyers to withdraw up to $60,000 from their RRSP to either buy or build a home. Now, participants in this program are required to repay the withdrawn amount to their RRSP, but this can be done over a 15-year period. This repayment period starts the second year after the withdrawal, and there are minimum annual required payments. If a repayment is missed in any year, that portion is added on to the individual's taxable income. The point of the HBP is to make homeownership more accessible by allowing Canadians to use their retirement savings for a down payment without immediate tax consequences. Now let's talk about something you've probably heard of, the first-time homebuyer tax credit. Nothing too fancy here. This one's pretty straightforward. This is a non-refundable tax credit worth up to $1,500. It's designed to help offset closing costs like legal fees and home inspections. And lastly, there is a GST rebate on new home sales. If you're buying a newly constructed home, you may qualify for a partial or full GST rebate depending on the price of the home. So just remember that unlike other provinces, in Alberta there is no provincial sales tax, so this would just apply to the federal portion. So now let's talk about what's unique to Alberta. Unlike other provinces, Alberta doesn't have its own down payment assistance, but there are a few things worth knowing. So first up, there is no land transfer tax in Alberta. Unlike BC and Ontario, where buyers can pay thousands in land transfer fees. So this can be a huge advantage for first-time homebuyers here in Alberta. Next is the New Buyer Protection Act. If you're buying a brand new home in Alberta, builders are required to include a warranty. This home warranty is mandatory and regulated under Alberta law, so you are protected, but just make sure you review everything before you sign anything. These warranties will cover up to 1 year for labor and materials, 2 years for plumbing, heating, and electrical systems, 5 years for the building's envelope, so roof, walls, and foundation, and 10 years for structural integrity. The CMHC also plays a big role in helping homebuyers qualify for a mortgage, and here are a few ways they can help homebuyers in Alberta. First is CMHC Home Start Flex. So this was introduced in 2024 and helps support new builds by offering 30-year amortizations to first-time homebuyers of new builds with less than 20% down. This can help reduce your monthly payments and increase affordability. Next, the CMHC offers more flexible debt service ratios for first-time homebuyers using incentive programs, which can help with qualifying, especially when interest rates are high. Lastly, there are insurance premium discounts offered by the CMHC. With some new homes, the CMHC is offering a 25% insurance premium refund, provided that you are buying an energy-efficient home. One final thing to mention, if you are working with your mortgage broker, just make sure that they're aware of these programs, as not all banks offer them upfront. So you've got a toolbox of incentives now. How can you actually use them wisely when purchasing a home? First, combine the FHSA with the HBP. This can give you access to up to $100,000 of tax-deferred savings, making it significantly easier to cover down payments and closing costs. This combined approach can give homebuyers a major financial advantage in a competitive housing market. Next, budget for your repayments. Factor HBP payments into your monthly budget starting in year 2. One point to emphasize, if you think you're going to struggle with HBP repayments in the future, you may want to emphasize payments into your FHSA rather than your RRSP. Third, you'll want to consider new builds versus resale. New builds might come with more CMHC flexibility and warranties, while resale properties might offer better value or location, even if they don't qualify for certain incentives. Lastly, make sure that you're working with professionals. A good mortgage broker is worth their weight in gold and can help you navigate these programs and work to qualify with different lenders. While a great real estate agent, like myself, can help you plan to make sure that your purchase is aligning with your long-term goals and not just chasing a tax incentive. So if you're a first-time homebuyer in Calgary, there are definitely some great tools to help you get there, but the key is to use them in the right way. Hopefully this video has given you some idea of how you can use these programs to your advantage. So thanks for watching, hit like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.